Hi guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. I'm gonna try to wear this mask, but kitty cat whiskers are really itchy. Yeah, welcome to everyone. If you're new or if you're coming back, welcome back. So this is going to be a general reading for air sign Gemini, right, for October 28th through November 9th. Um, this reading is timeless, so it could resonate before or after these original timestamps in the title. So, for instance, for some of you guys, it could resonate like 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future, months, weeks, days, minutes, years, etc. So, always keep that in mind. And this reading may also resonate for you if you are a sun sign Gemini, moon sign Gemini, rising Gemini. You have Venus in your Gemini for matters of love, or even if you're not any of those things, as we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout our birth chart. So that's why I always encourage everyone to get a free birth chart online and find out your other placements as well. Let me just try to fix this a little bit so you can see a little more of the table. Okay, so this is my temporary setup as I just moved and everything. So sorry for all this other stuff. Anyway, I pulled all of your cards here, Gemini, so we are going to get into your reading here in just a moment. And we're going to go over a couple of quick astrology notes beforehand. So after the live, I will post a timestamp. If you're not watching the live and you want to just skip ahead to go to the tarot reading in case you're not interested in the astrology notes, or you've already watched them from one of the other videos I've already posted. So yeah, guys, I have to take this off. Happy Halloween, though. It's just too itchy for me. But it's a cute little cat mask, so meow meow. All right. Sorry, that was itchy. And okay, so let me just set my timer there. Okay, and one other quick note I wanted to mention too is that at the end of the live, I do take one photo of all the cards in case you want to look at it later or up close. So if you want to check that out, all you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there. All right, so let's get into these astrology notes real quick. This is general for everybody for this time period. So we are officially in Scorpio season as of October 23rd, right? We had a last quarter moon 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, actually, yesterday. All right, which was I think it was in Cancer. Yes, it was. And then today, Mars is going to be entering into Scorpio. No, I'm sorry, that's tomorrow. Today's the 29th. Oh my gosh. On the 30th, tomorrow, Mars is going to be entering into Scorpio on Saturday. So there could be some Mars themes like anger, frustration, right, on the more shadow side. But then you can also channel the higher vibrational energy of Mars, which would be creativity, leadership, and wherewithal. Okay, so there could be some crossover themes with those things I just mentioned, along with Scorpio themes. Okay, so death, rebirth, beginnings, endings, secrets, the occult, creativity, etc. Okay, so if you want to look more into it, you can always just Google Mars in Scorpio. What does it mean for Gemini or whatever you associate with, right? Because sometimes you resonate more with your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. So that's why I always mention in the beginning for everyone to check all their different placements. All right, moving forward. On November 4th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. So some people like to do their manifestations or magic during a new moon as it's slowly growing or glowing, because it does glow, as it's growing to a full moon. But I always tell everyone to do your manifestations in your magic or goal settings whenever you feel like it, because your intention is the most important. Okay, and then on the following day, on November 5th, Venus, which covers love and assets and big wealth, is going to be entering into Earth sign Capricorn. Okay, so there could be some crossover themes with love, assets, and big wealth, with more Saturn energy, getting serious responsibilities, leadership roles, that kind of thing. Okay, and then also on the same day, on November 5th, Mercury, which covers communications and electronics, just to name a few, is also going to be entering into water sign Scorpio. So again, there could be some crossover themes with communication, electronics, travel, along with Scorpio themes of beginnings, endings, secrets, creativity, that kind of stuff, okay? And the last astrology note we have here, let me just turn this down 1 second. Oh, that's the wrong way. Okay. I usually just keep the music on so the dogs, even in my new place, I'm right by the stairs. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, so if you watch some of the other videos I recently did, I was dressed up like Athena, right? So we're talking about on November 8th, Athena Pallas, which is an asteroid, not a planet, but it's still close enough for us to feel its effects. It's been in retrograde since July, and now it's going to be going direct, okay? So Athena covers themes of wisdom, of course, talents in the arts, defense, intuition, and justice. So a couple questions you could ask yourself during this time and even forward after November 8th is, what is wise? Who says so? What is one person's wisdom versus another? All right. And then when we talk about defense, you usually think of Athena. You see her sometimes with a sword or a shield, right? It's not only defense of the physical outside of the body, but it's defense on the inside, right? Since we're still in the pandemic, right? So it could be saying that going forward now, our immune systems could be a little bit stronger. So that always sounds good, right? Regardless of your feelings of the pandemic or not. All right. So anyway, those are your little astrology notes. So let's go ahead and get into your reading here, Gemini. So we're going to start with the first main 6 in the center and then work outwards into our tarot confirmation cards from another deck. And also we'll talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. And then at the very end, we will get into your oracle cards. Yes. All right. So also one more note too is that I'm just turning this back up a little bit. There we go. This first row here in the main 6 is energy starting around October 28th. It's not exact. It could be a little bit before, a little bit after, going through the rest of this week and this upcoming weekend. And then the second row is, that first week of November till about November 9th or so. Okay, again, it's not exact. So what we have for you here, Gemini, we have the 4 of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, King of Swords in the reverse position, Queen of Swords in the right side up position, the Chariot right side up, 5 of Staves, also known as 5 of Wands right side up, and the Emperor right side up. So looks like real quickly gets a little rocky in the beginning and then really good stuff comes out. So always keep that in mind, okay? All right. So Scorpio, not Scorpio. I don't know why I said Scorpio. Well, actually that reminded me. Let's talk about really quickly which zodiac signs I see in your deck here in case you're dealing with other people or just want to see what kind of energies are around. Do we have any Scorpio here? Well, kind of. I mean, I guess you could say the Queen of Swords in reverse or right side up, which is a repeating card that we have for you. We'll get into that later. Kind of has a little bit of Scorpio energy, but I was mainly talking about the major arcanas. So we have Aries energy. We have a little bit of Cancer. So Aries, Cancer, and a tiny bit of Scorpio. All right. But what I was going to say before I blurted out Scorpio is that when we start off your reading here, Gemini, right, with this 4 of Swords in reverse position, this is energy from the recent past that could still be lingering around, right? This is basically telling us that there could be some type of communication. There could be some struggles with communication between you and another person or work environment, home environment, however, you take this reading since it is general. If it's not that, right, because normally when it's right side up, you see this Native American person smoking a peace pipe and there's drums all around them. So the smoke represents that communication and trying to keep peace, right? But it could also be just a little bit of a blockage where you're not feeling all the way abundant, because also when it's right side up, it's about slowly stacking your abundance, because sacred circles are the same as pentacles, okay? So there could just be a little bit of a blockage here, and we'll get into, well, actually, let's do that now, because I forgot this is where Spirit wants me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck that we're going to use for the confirmation cards. Okay, this is the one with the yellow border, and it's the Llewellyn deck. All right, so this is past energy and why these first couple cards may have come out, okay? So you have the Six of Cups in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse here, okay? So this could be saying for some of you guys that there was somebody from the past that perhaps you didn't want to deal with anymore, or issues from the past or childhood that you didn't want to deal with, or you decided to put a stop to it, or for some it could be actually not dealing with it and just pushing it away. For others, it could be that when the Six of Cups is right side up, it talks about the childhood childhood being naive, right? That the world is always positive and good things, that innocence, you haven't experienced hardship yet. Okay, so when it's in reverse, for some of you guys, it could be saying that you're coming out of that and you're getting more into some adult mindset where you're not bitter, but you are more realistic, okay, and more balanced with your viewpoint, okay? But, you know, for everyone pretty much here, when we talk about the King of Pentacles in reverse, this is, again, not feeling super abundant, okay, and not feeling like you had in the past some type of support system to lean on. Again, Gemini, if this isn't you, this whole reading, you can always look at it as the person or people you're dealing with or your general environment situation. So only take it, you know, how it resonates for you. But when we talked about before, with your first card, the Four of Sacred Circles in reverse, how possibly you weren't feeling all the way abundant, right? Or you were having a hard time slowly stacking your abundance, right? Stacking abundance in general isn't just money, it's whatever you currently want to manifest in your life. So it could be that you were having a harder time with that because you possibly didn't want to deal with some issues from the past, or you were putting that to bed. And it also could be that you were coming more into that adult mindset of looking at things from a more realistic point of view. But either way, you felt, you know, not, even if you do have a support system, and hopefully everyone does, right? Not just friends or family, whoever you can lean on, right, in hard times. Even if they're there, maybe you didn't feel in the recent past that they were available as much as you wanted them to be, or something like that, okay? And also, it could just be, again, like I said, a blockage, okay? If it's not any of those things, it could just be in the past there was some blockage here with moving forward on your goals in some way, whatever they are, okay? But like I said, you have really good cards at the end, so hold up, like, don't worry yet. Okay, so let's keep going forward. Now, your second card here is the King of Swords in reverse position. So this is really, you only have two cards that I would say are negative, and that's not even, I don't even like to use that word, because I look at it as more of a reminder, right? Because everything is perspective, okay? So with this King of Swords in reverse, and this is also energy that could be you're still in during this week or even going into this weekend, there's a little bit of mental confusion, and there could be a lot of emotions all over the place, and they're not controlled in your best interest to move forward. So again, just a general blockage, okay? But look what you have here. Gemini, you go from King of Swords in reverse to Queen of Swords right side up. So it seems very quickly that you get out of that energy. You are then able to control your emotions, have more in balanced intellect, right? I forgot to mention with the Queen of Swords in reverse is that this, when you see the swords and they're not going in the right way, right, it would be anxiety, confusion, overthinking, depression, that kind of stuff, right? Just being too much up in your head. But then pretty quickly you switch out of that and you get the Queen of Swords on the right side up. Also, there could be some leveling up in some way since she is a queen, okay? So, you could be, if it's a relationship, moving to a new higher level of commitment. If it's a job, you could be leveling up at your work or with friends or family, etc., okay? However it resonates for you. But really good turnaround here, I would say, Gemini, okay? All right. Now, moving forward, here we have a little bit of that Cancer energy I was talking about earlier, the Chariot. And this could be more towards that first week of November, okay, that we're almost coming to, right? And this is about forward momentum, balance of masculine and feminine energies with the two tigers right on each side of the Chariot. Okay, this is about passion, creativity, and courage, but really nice forward momentum, right? So you go from Gemini, getting your emotions more in control, having more of a healthy mental balance, and then you start moving even faster, right, in November, moving towards your goals here, okay? Now, your fifth card here is the Five of Staves in the right side up position. And this is a really nice card earlier because we were talking about your support system, whatever it may be for you. This is a card about relying on your support system and not taking life so seriously in certain ways, right? So you see these four, there's four. You see these four guys here, Egyptian men, and they're working on the scroll. They could be architects or something with all the stuff in the background, right? But normally when you see this card, you would see five guys practicing with swords or with wands, because staves are also known as wands in other decks, okay? But they're not actually fighting. At first glance, you would think they were fighting. They're practicing and playing. So, since I'm a Sagittarius, sun sign Sagittarius, which is opposite of Gemini, I do think that sometimes most people, say, it's just a generalization, of course, that Sagittarius and Gemini people can be very goofy and don't take life so seriously, right? But that's more like what you show to the outside world, okay? So you could be taking something really seriously and, of course, have your own worries and stress as everyone does. But here, this is saying rely on your support system to practice and plan out different scenarios on, what you want in your life and how to move forward, because they'll be there to help you. All right. And then once they help you, Gemini, and you help yourself too, of course, here's the Aries energy, the Emperor, the Mars energy, all right? And again, you have another king, right? Because you have a queen right side up. And yes, you have, we'll get into that later. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just turn that down. So anyway, with this Emperor energy, right, he is secure on his throne. He has support behind him, right? He has the ability to see things from a higher perspective with the bird on his staff there. And he also has learned to balance the masculine and feminine energies inside of himself that we all have, okay? Because you see there's two rams on each side, just like the two lions, okay, in the Chariot. So really, really nice energy here. And abundance and forward momentum and all of those things. Excuse me. So we'll get into your tarot confirmation cards now. And with your first one, we'll also talk about what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm like really hot right now. I get that mask and then just everything. All right. So let's call them out and then go in order, right? We have Four of Swords in the right side up position, Queen of Swords in reverse. Remember, so that's your repeating card, even though one's reversed and one isn't. We'll get into that a little later. And then your last confirmation card is the Eight of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, so these first two confirmation cards are usually past energy, and then the third one is past but more future energy. Okay. So, in the recent past here, Gemini, there could have been a time for you to take some deep rest or a timeout or a break from someone or something. Okay. And if this isn't a reading that you're watching for yourself, Gemini, it could be the person you're dealing with needed to take a timeout, a rest, or a break from something, or your general environment situation. Okay. Because in the recent past, there was some confusion with the swords, right? The four swords in the background going downwards. So there's mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking. Okay. And when we talk about the Four of Swords, too, it's also about recharging your batteries, right? And so you see this kind of like tree woman here. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get closer. In the background, you see that tree, but it's actually a woman, right? And so she's really tired. Her branches are tired. And so it's about going inwards and finding some rest. Now, some people do look at the Four of Swords when I said putting something to rest, right? Not just recharging your batteries or waiting for a better time for something. It could be because some people view her, this woman that's laying down on the card, as being dead. Something is over. Okay, maybe something in the past was really over here for you or the person you're dealing with, their general environment situation, and that could be because it brought on a lot of mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking. But then also what's really nice to note here is that there's this little tiny dog by the woman. So even though you yourself or the person or general environment situation of people, there's still some loyalty energy here, right? Because the dog represents loyalty in the tarot, all right? So now we're going to talk about this card really quickly with what's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here, the one we use for the main six, the Ancestral Path Tarot deck. I think it's the name of it. But I have all that stuff in the description box below if you want to look at it. All right, so you had the Four of Cups on the top of your deck, and you had the Two of Staves in the reverse position on the bottom of your deck. Okay, so the Four of Cups in the right side up position talks about in the recent past, somebody was perhaps not happy with their current options or situation in regards to their emotions, and they felt that they were still wanting for something. They weren't satisfied, or you weren't satisfied, or the general environment wasn't satisfying, right? But it also is a card that talks about patience and changing your perspective, because he's only focusing on the three cups in front of him, and what he doesn't realize is that this fourth cup is going to come in here and give him some things that he vibes with better options, better circumstances, better emotions. Okay. Now, when we talk about what was on the bottom of the deck, the Two of Staves in the reverse position, this is basically like personifying that it's really hard to be patient sometimes and wait for circumstances to change, emotions to, get more positive, etc. Okay, because with the Two of Staves, also known as the Two of Wands in reverse, it's like she wants to do the people watching, get back out there, get her emotions in control if it was right side up, but it's in reverse. It's also the Two of Wands or Two of Staves can be a birthing of a new project, but it's put on hold here, and it's really saying that there is a lot of, that's okay, something fell, don't worry about it. I think I know what it was. This table is like lopsided. A lot of frustrations with delays, okay? But like I was saying in one of the other readings yesterday, is that we all have that at different times, So usually if you focus on something else while you're waiting for something to come in, or, do something positive to help somebody else out, sometimes, that helps pass the time anyway. All right, but moving forward, when we talk about these two cards here along with the Four of Swords, right, that needing to go inward and have some rest, someone being exhausted, a lot of past energies of mental confusion, anxiety, and worry, right, or putting something to rest and being done with it, is because there was a lot of energy in the past where you yourself or someone you're dealing with, or general people you're dealing with, environment situation, was not happy with the current circumstances, not feeling emotionally fulfilled, and they were frustrated about the delays. So it was like almost like the universe was making you or making them or the environment take a rest or a complete stop and ending of something. Okay. All right. Now moving forward, we're actually, because we didn't talk about this Four of Swords, the two cards it's confirming. This is what we just talked about, what was on the top and the bottom of the deck to get more insight. But this Four of Swords is confirming the Four of Sacred Circles or Four of Pentacles in reverse, and remember your Chariot, okay? So whatever this rest or this slow down or this ending of something was for you, the other person, general environment, really actually was a good thing, even if it wasn't fun or comfortable, because it helped you to work on your communication here, to work on slowly stacking your abundance, and also not just communication, but the peace pipe. Remember, we were talking about the Native American peace pipe, about wanting to have a general, like, sorry, my nose is itching, a general, like good working relationship with people and wanting to keep the peace, right? And also this rest or this stopping or this ending of something here was really beneficial for you here, Gemini, or the person you're dealing with, because then it brought about the balancing of the masculine and feminine inside of you or inside of them in more of an equal give and take, right? And then also having the courage and the passion to move forward because you did take that rest, or they took that rest, or you ended something, or they ended something. Okay. So that's just confirming what we already know, but let's keep going forward here. Stuff fell, but that's okay. All right. Now we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position here as your second confirmation card. Okay. So this could be saying in the recent past here, Gemini, you yourself or someone else in the environment was having a hard time seeing things from a higher perspective. And again, with the sword in the reverse position, it talks about mental confusion, possibly, or anxiety, worry, overthinking, just being too much up in the head. And then also, again, with the throne in reverse, it's like not feeling that your support system, whatever it may be for you, is really there for you in the recent past. Okay. But this is coming in here and it's confirming the King of Swords in reverse and the Five of Staves in the right side up position. Okay. So this is saying to us that this confusion, or overthinking or anxiety, worry, whatever it may be, not being able to see something from a higher perspective, maybe having tunnel vision, right, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, that it led you to go inward more and say, okay, my emotions are all over the place and it's confusing me even more. Okay, so how do I get back on track? And then that's when you said, oh, I do have a support system, whether friends, family, mental health care worker, dogs, cats, whatever, whatever it is, that they come in here and help you look at something from a new perspective, a different angle. They talk about architecture. Well, let's try it this way, or we'll look at this from this angle, right? All the math and angles stuff that they have in architecture. Okay, but this is like basically saying that if you are Gemini, needing to also get back to your normal playful self, not just to show the world and to fake it, right, when you're not feeling like it, but inside to find your spark of life again and look at different options and plans and planting seeds for the future, that your support system will help you do that. All right. Now, your last tarot confirmation card we have here is the Eight of Swords in the reverse position. And this is, again, more future energy, but this is a really good card to have in the reverse position because it means that you're finally going to not feel bound and trapped anymore, right? When it's right side up, there's a woman bound and trapped and blindfolded, okay? When it's right side up, her emotions all over the place. She's confused, anxiety, worry, all the shit we talked about before, right? But now you're letting that go, or the person you're dealing with is letting that go, or people you're dealing with is letting that go, or your general environment situation. And that's how you want to see that card, and that's a good sign, right? Nobody wants to feel overburdened or stuck in their head too much, okay? But when this Eight of Swords is coming in here and it's confirming the Queen of Swords right side up and the Emperor right side up, it's basically saying the more that you can let that stuff go, Gemini, and get it more in balance, you come into this royalty, right? You have an emperor and a queen. That's royalty, right? That means leveling up in a higher position at work, in a relationship with friends or family, project, whatever you're looking at. But people look up to you for answers. You have more responsibilities, but you're balancing that masculine and feminine again inside of you, controlling your emotions in a healthy way, seeing things from a new perspective, all of these things, okay? It's going to bring you more abundance and whatever you want to create in your life. So very nice here, Gemini. All right. And one other thing before we get to your oracle cards is, let me see, you have 1, 2, well, I guess technically, okay, yeah. So you have 2 major arcanas in your reading. So it's not like a super a lot of major arcanas. If you see like 4 or 5 or 6, like I had in one of the other readings yesterday, that means a lot of change is coming. But this could still be a lot of change for you too, right? It's all perspective. But I also wanted to show you real quickly your repeating card next to each other. Okay, so when this happens, it's a particular message from Spirit to pay extra attention. It doesn't matter that one is reversed and one is right side up, okay? It's, there's normally in each tarot deck, there's 72 cards, so it's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out again. And I do a lot of shuffling and stuff ahead of the reading, so when it comes out again, it's really a particular message, right? And remember how I said you could do that turnaround really quickly, where you went from the King of Swords in reverse to the Queen of Swords right side up, okay? Even this weekend or early next week, first week of November. Okay, so you have the ability to do that. All right, so believe in yourself, Gemini. Okay, so that is what we have for you in regards to tarot. But let's go over your oracle cards before you go. So your first one is, and I haven't seen this one in a while, it's the Rainbow Prince, okay? And there's this guy with wings, right? He's some kind of angel or whatever prince, and there's these energy beams coming from his hand and all these different colors, right? But it talks about compensation and perseverance, okay? Look how beautiful that card is. I'm trying to turn it, there you go. Very nice. Okay, and there's the moon in the background, all of these things. So when I first pulled this card for you and I was looking at your other cards here, I really felt like this could go with definitely the Emperor and the Queen of Swords here, right? Those royalty energies, those leadership qualities leveling up in some way. Okay, they compensation, right? So they are paid in some way for what they do and take care of the kingdom, however you want to look at it, right? Just a metaphor. But also the perseverance, right? When we were talking about, basically when you have that support system and you decide to lean on it a little bit more, which is nothing wrong with that. We all have to do that. We're all connected, right? We should be doing that as long as it's not excessive and you have healthy boundaries, right? But the more that you're able to do that here, Gemini, then you can, show that you can persevere, right? Show that you have what it takes to sit on the throne or to be called a king or emperor, right? Regardless of gender, right? They're just metaphors, okay? So really nice energy. And then your second oracle card, your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love or self-love or platonic love with friends or family, it says playfulness, which is funny because you're a Gemini, right? I was talking about that playful energy. And it says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Look how cute that is. All right. And so I don't even know when we were talking about that. I know I mentioned it at some point. Oh, well, we could talk about it with the Six of Cups in reverse from your past, and then also the Five of Spades, right? When I was talking about the Five of Spades, about getting, once you use your support system, getting back to your normal playful self, not to put on a face for others, for the outside world, but to start enjoying life again and getting that spark back again, okay? And also having that healthy balance of, the adult point of view. So you have the innocence from childhood, but you're also blending it with the realistic, not a bitter place, but the realistic. Okay. And what else? Your very last oracle card here definitely goes with the Four of Swords, right? It's the seagull, right? So this is the animal cards that I would do sometimes. So it says now is a time for deep emotional healing. And of course, you see the water there, the emotions, okay? So also when we talk about birds, seeing something from a higher perspective, that you had the bird on top of the Emperor Aries energy on the shoulder there. Yes, right on the bell. So I feel like that definitely goes with deep emotional healing, goes with the rest of the Four of Swords, right? Going inwards, taking a break, recharging your batteries, or really ending something that wasn't healthy for you, okay? But yeah, those are your messages for this time, Gemini. Thank you guys so much for your patience as I was moving cross country and the time I took off, and for your views and shares and likes. And if you want to, you can always comment. But also, if you want to see a picture of all these cards too, I will be posting it shortly on my Facebook page, so you can always follow the directions in the description box below to get there. So anyway, put this back on for a second. This is really itchy, my nose. Happy Halloween, guys, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.